In the podcast of today, I'll be talking about the 5 skills that is hindering bankers from being able to effectively market export trade customers. You know, someone said that it's only he that is well that can donate blood, and that you perform to the capacity you have. I've seen a lot of bankers, because of the RT200 FS program of CBN, struggle to be able to get export customers, and a number of them are not able to achieve their objective. As a matter of fact, some people's jobs are on the line right now, and that's why we're doing this video, to be able to educate bankers on the skill you need. First of all, like I said in the last podcast, that you need to first of all know these customers have problems, particularly the medium, small, and micro. The large does not have those problems, but the medium, small, and micro have some problems. And the problem are revolved around 5 things. In summary: product issue, pricing issue, purchasers issue, payment issue, paperwork issue. We call it the 5 P's of export business challenges. Now, so what are the 5 skills that is hindering bankers from being able to effectively market export customers or sell to export customers? Number 1, lack of skill on export product information service. To render export product information service. The lack of skill to render export product information service is hindering a lot of bankers from being able to get the export customers. Through this service, the bank is able to provide the needed information that help the intending and existing exporter to know the what, the where, the when, the who, the why, the which, and the how of the item being exported. What are the major items that can be exported from the country, for example? Where can the product and their raw material be sourced locally? When is the best time to source for this product? Who are the major producers in the local market? Why are they the major exportable products? Which region of the world are they shipped to? Who can or how can this product be exported without quality issues? Export product information service. Number 2 is export pricing information service. Skill on export pricing information service. Basically helping the exporter with costing and pricing. Remember, a lot of people are coming into this space to take advantage of the incentive of government for exporters. However, they need a lot of support, not in finance, but support services. Export pricing information service is a skill that a banker needs to possess to be able to woo this customer to his bank. Through this service, therefore, the bank is able to provide the needed information that help the intending and existing exporter to know the what, the where, the when, the who, the why, the which, and the how. What are the cost elements in export pricing? Where can the exporter get the pricing of cost elements involved? When is the best time to buy products at a cheaper price? Who are the people that are being paid in the export project? Why does exporter need to include Incoterm in pricing? Which of these prices can be avoided? How can exporter reduce the costs involved? Some of the costs involved in the cost element in export pricing. Being able to have answer to this question and being able to provide those answers, because those are the questions the customer is going to ask you. In fact, this can form your unique selling point. That look, as a bank, we provide support service. We will literally work with you to be able to ensure that at the end of the day, you are able to have a successful export transaction. So you make the export customer to be endeared to you by being able to solve this problem for them. The next one is export contract information service. That's getting buyer. The first one is on product, second one is on pricing, the third one is on purchaser, and that's export contract information service. Are you able to help customer with information as far as export is concerned? As far as getting buyer is concerned? Being able to do this gives you an advantage. So the skill, remember we're talking about the 5 skills that is hindering bankers from being able to get or market export customer effectively. Through this service, the bank or banker is able to provide the needed information that help the intending or existing exporter to know the what, the where, the when, the who, the why, the which, and the how to secure contract or buyer from abroad. What are the content of a typical export contract? Where can exporter get the link to buyer? When is the best time to contact a prospective buyer? Who are the people that can link exporter to buyers? Why does exporter need to sign an export contract? Which contract terms are most preferred? And how can exporter decide the appropriate export market entry strategy? Export product information service skill, export pricing information service skill, export contract information service skill, and export document. Now we are talking about export documentation service skill. Through this service, export documentation service skill, through this service, the banker is able to provide the needed information that help the internal and existing exporters to know the what, the where, the when, the who, the why, the which, the how to get export documentation done. What are the documents required in a typical export transaction? Where can exporter get this document? When is the exporter expected to get this document? Who are those that will secure the document? Why are the documents necessary? Which of the document can exporter issue by itself? And how can exporter speed up the document processing? You know, when you know what your challenges are, it becomes easier for you to be able to solve it. Having this particular skill is extremely important. Remember, a number of people coming into the export space are new. Only 1,500 currently in Nigeria. A number of them coming in are new. So if you are going to be able to solve their problem, you know what? You attract them to your bank. You make them become endeared to your bank. They see you as a consultant who has what it takes in terms of capacity, in terms of skill to solve their problem. So if you're a banker and you lack any of these skills, most likely that's why you are not able to get the customer. Because you're not able to tell the customer the value you are bringing to the table. What you are going to do differently from other bankers. What you have that other banks do not have. The last one is the export finance product. Export finance product. Do you know what I discovered? This export finance product is actually what many banks focus on. They leave the export product information service, export pricing information service, export documentation service, and export contract information service, and focus on export finance product. And by focusing on only export finance product, it presupposes you think the customer only have a challenge with export. With export finance, whereas he has challenge with other issues. Through this service, the bank is able to provide the needed information that help the internal and existing exporter to know the what, the where, the when, the who, the which, and the how to assess the finance product of the bank. What are the payment methods in export trade? Where can the export finance product detail be found? When will loan be approved after submission of the application? Who are those that are eligible to access export finance product from the bank? Why does exporter need a valid contract to get a loan? And how can exporter protect themselves when they are using unsecure payment method like letter of credit? This podcast basically is saying you need skill to be able to solve export customers' problems. You need skill to be able to solve export customers' problems. Remember, you need income and deposit from the customer. Solve his problem. To solve his problem, create value. To create value, you solve his problem. You want to get income and deposit from the customer, create value for the customer. How do you create value for the customer? Solve his problem. How do you solve his problem? Acquire skill. How do you become competent? How do you become competent? Acquire skill. How do you acquire skill? Go and learn. You learn to acquire skill. With skill, you build competence. With competence, you solve problems. When you solve problems, you create value. When you create value, you attract the income and deposit. So if you're having challenges, being able to get the customer to do business with you, most likely you have not convinced the customer that you are going to be able to solve his problem. And for exporter, remember the 5 P's of the area you must acquire skill: product, pricing, purchaser, paperwork, and payment. With product, you need export product information skill. You need pricing, you need export pricing information skill. You need purchaser, you need export contract service skill. For paperwork, you need export documentation skill. And lastly, for finance, you need to have the product, which many banks already have anyway. They already have that skill because that's what they do. Are you still having challenge with export, getting export customer for your bank? Then acquire skill in this area and you'll be able to solve the customer's problem and get them to do business with your bank. See you in the next podcast, and bye-bye.